Hey everybody, we're going to learn about light painting today, and we're going to use these small digital cameras that we have in the photo room that we can light paint with. So here is what we're working with. So to be able to light paint, you're going to need a dark room or just a really dark area, so you could go outside if the sun is down. And you need to make it so that the camera doesn't move at all. So you want to keep that from moving by having it either attached to a tripod or set up on something that's not going to move. So it's really important that you keep that camera steady, so that way you won't have the image partially move during the picture. So after you've got the situation figured out for where you're going to be, you're going to make sure that you have something to light paint with. So I have these little LED lights that I'm going to be using, but you can use anything that can make light to light paint with. So you could use flashlights, you could use a cell phone flashlight, you could use glow sticks even. Anything that can make light you can use for light painting. The key is that you just have a dark area that you're going to be working with. So I'm going to tell you now how I'll set up the camera settings. So to get ready for our light painting, we're going to want to make sure that we're on manual mode, so that's on M. And then we're going to choose some settings here that we know will work really well in the dark. So to begin with, I'm going to make sure that my shutter is set to 15 seconds, which it already is. But this little plus minus button on the side of the camera, I can use that to change between aperture and shutter speed. So you'll see that little green dial symbol is on shutter now. So 15 is as slow as this can go. Quite often you'll have your shutter a lot faster than that because you're hand holding the camera and you're getting things to work. So since we have the lights on the room, the light meter is going to show that it's way over bright. That's what that's showing right there. Okay, the aperture we're going to have at f8. And you can play around with that too as you're taking your pictures to decide, all right, I want to make my light brighter. Well, maybe you lower your aperture number down to make that brighter. ISO, you want to get as low as you can. So for some of the cameras, that's 100. For some of them, it's 80. Right now, because I've got my shutter so slow, it's going to tell me that ISO is limited due to the slow shutter speed. So I won't be able to change that. Okay, next up, we're going to just be ready to do our light painting here with the lights off. So just to kind of describe what I'll be doing, I'll be taking this light and I'll be facing towards the camera, and I want to have the light facing towards the camera too, and I'll be moving the light around in front of the camera, and that's going to create this light painting effect, kind of like you see in this image here, where we've got all those lights moving around in the darkened room. So the light paints through the picture. All right, so let's get the lights turned off here and give it a shot. So after you start working on getting your light painting going here, you'll notice that between each picture, it says busy on the back of the camera, and it just takes a little while for that to disappear. Then you'll see your picture show right up. So that's the one thing that I wanted to mention. What I have on the screen here is a combination of 6 different light painting pictures. And it's showing just some different outlining that I was doing of that scene right in front of the camera. But that's one of the things you can do. You're limited on 15 seconds for your exposure, but you can combine them together using a technique called compositing to make that picture even more interesting.